All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into this news coming out of the UK. It's about Ukraine, and, well, it's got everyone kind of buzzing, you know.
Yeah, definitely a hot topic.
We've got this news excerpt here, and the big question it throws up is, will the UK actually send troops to Ukraine? And why is that even a question, right?
Right. So the UK's Foreign Secretary David Lammy, he said no troops to Ukraine at this time.
At this time. Okay, so not a no, exactly, more like a not right now.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder what's really going on, huh?
Yeah, and why even, hint at the possibility at all, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's diplomacy. It's all about that careful wording, Leaves things open. It acknowledges the whole serious situation without actually, fully committing.
I see, keeping their options open.
Mm.
But why even think about sending troops in the first place? What's the bigger picture here?
Well, I'm sure you've seen the news about Russia and all that military buildup near Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
And then you add in those cyber attacks that have been happening and some pretty aggressive talk from,
Things are definitely getting tense.
Yeah, the stakes are definitely higher now.
But hold on, I thought the UK, they've always had this policy of, not putting boots on the ground in situations like this. Am I right?
Yeah, you're totally right. Historically, the UK has been really careful about direct military intervention.
Right.
Like way back, for example, back in, I don't want to get too bogged down in history here, but there was a time when the UK, they provided support, but it was all, through diplomacy and sanctions, things like that, rather than actually sending in troops.
Right. So avoiding that head-on conflict has kind of been their thing.
Exactly. It's like their traditional approach, you could say.
Okay, so with all that in mind, how are they actually supporting Ukraine now?
Well, they've been doing a lot of training and giving them military assistance. They've got these programs for the Ukrainian forces. They're focusing on things like, I don't know how much I can say about the specifics, but it's stuff that's, really important for them right now.
And they're providing weapons too, right? What kind of stuff?
Yeah, various weapon systems. It's all about, bolstering their defenses, giving them the tools they need to deal with all these, evolving threats.
So is it actually working? I mean, this training.
Yeah.
Is it making a real difference on the ground?
It's tough to say for sure. I mean, a lot of the details are kept under wraps for obvious reasons, security and all. But there's no question that the UK supports helping.
Okay, so it's a real balancing act for the UK, right?
Yeah.
Supporting Ukraine, but not getting dragged into full-blown war.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where that whole at this time thing comes back in. Everything's changing so fast.
Right.
I mean, any little thing could shift the UK's whole thinking on this.
Yeah, so the UK is seriously considering sending in troops, but for now they're holding back and just helping in other ways.
Yeah.
But what would actually make them change their minds?
Well, think about it. What if things really escalate? Imagine a major attack into Ukraine or maybe even, an attack on a NATO ally.
Whoa.
Yeah, that would change everything, right?
Yeah.
It would force the UK and everyone else to rethink everything. And what would the consequences be?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, definitely something to think about.
Oh, that's some heavy stuff. Lots to consider.
Yeah. We'll have to see how this whole thing plays out.
Absolutely. Thanks for breaking it down for us.
Sure thing, anytime.
And thanks to everyone for listening in to this deep dive.
Catch you next time.
Stay curious out there.